Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas and welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review USWA Christmas Extravaganza, the #1 rated weekly USWA review podcast currently covering 1993 on the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. And 4 out of 5 dentists recommend this podcast to their patients who listen to Pro Wrestling Nostalgia podcast covering USWA wrestling from the 90s. And that 5th one, well, he's just an asshole. Anyway, I'm your host, jolly old St. Geneless this week, if that makes any sense. And I want to welcome at this time my co-hosts who are taking a break from roasting chestnuts on an open fire to join us here for the Retro Wrestling Review Christmas party of sorts. So here they are, number 1 and 2 on Santa's naughty list, and I'll let you decide which one's which. It's the podcast fabulous ones themselves, Josh Briley and Richard Mulligan of P3 Radio. Merry Christmas, fellas. What's up?
Merry Christmas, Gene. The mistletoe isn't the only thing hung in here, if you know what I mean.
Hey, now. All right.
We're having a hot dog party over here for Christmas. Pants off, Gene.
Winnie the Pooh podcasting, baby.
I expected to see y'all on a little love seat like Jackie and Jeff when y'all showed up this week, but more on that later. So, guys, for Christmas, we have a very special surprise co-host, and he is the owner, founder, and president of stspod.club. Spoiler alert, it's Brian Tramel.
Yo,
Brian,
what's
how
up,
you doing,
guys?
man?
Brother Gene, Brother Richard, Brother Josh, how y'all doing?
What up, BT?
Doing well.
Hey, Merry Christmas to y'all if I don't get a chance to say so.
Happy
And
Kwanzaa.
all the people that listen to the podcast, I do appreciate. People started reaching out to me about my appearances on this podcast.
Really?
So
They're like, hey, punk, quit spoiling the fucking show.
yeah,
man.
that's exactly what they said.
Jesus
It
Christ,
says,
take
is there
it easy.
any way you could replace Richard? No, they didn't say that. I'm just kidding.
That's true.
It might happen next year. Hope with all your
Richard's
hope.
like, I was going to wait till after Christmas to drop that one on you.
Thanks.
He's got to outspoil BT.
Yeah, I gotta get my spoiler shots in.
Real quick.
That would have been
before we
perfect if Richard had been like, spoiler alert. It's here on the screen.
Before we get started, I want to let everybody know what's going to happen today. First, we're doing.
Well, I intentionally did not let anyone know exactly what we're doing today so that BT couldn't spoil the Christmas episode. He can spoil the others because he watches the show. But here's a spoiler alert that I guess BT should have and could have spoiled. We're not doing a review today. It's just straight up Christmas shenanigans and silliness through this whole show. So be warned. Speaking of Christmas, it's a time for gifts, right? So I got a gift from a listener. So there was a new listener. He had just started listening. And he was going back and he was listening to the very first episodes from back in January. And he reached out to me and was like, hey, man, I'm enjoying the show. Some of my favorite parts of the show is when Mean Mike Miller's on and you guys are having fun with his promos and his threesome with Laura Davenport and Leslie Ballinger. And he's like, can I get a mailing address for you? I want to send you something. I was like, yeah, sure. So and he didn't want me to say his name on the air. He said he wasn't trying to do is get credit. But he sent me a signed picture of Mean Mike.
Holy shit. I am extremely jealous of you.
Do you want to give him our addresses?
Wow.
Josh, give your address out on the air.
Absolutely not.
Give us your address, your social security number, and your telephone number. And then another listener sent me after we were talking about it, and he knows I host the show with Doug and Tommy. He sent me this signed picture of Tommy Wildfire Rich holding the USWA heavyweight dinner plate that we spent so much time talking about making fun of on here.
Buffets for everyone. I got the plate.
There you go. I'm bringing the platter with all the snacks. But so thank you guys. I'm not, like I say, I'm not supposed to say their names because they're modest and they don't want to. I guess they don't want the rest of the host hitting them up, but sorry, guys, that didn't work out for you because Richard immediately said, let me send you my address.
I was like, you say thank you. I want to say something else that comes with you, but send us something. Dang. No, I'm just joking. That was really nice of those guys to do.
It really was. I will cherish my signed Bean Mike Miller picture for years to come. But so, guys, I feel like at some point that I'm going to get sent a video of BT sitting on the couch with Josh while not wearing pants saying, Josh, I hope we're to the point where you're comfortable enough to start calling me daddy. I'm not saying you're like a son to me. I just really like for you to. It'd be cool if you called me daddy. You know. So, as you can see, I'm not wearing any breeches, and I thought maybe you'd be more comfortable if neither of us was wearing any breeches.
That's right.
Well, anyway, I'd like to think old spoiler BT's going to be around forever, but it's one thing my old buddy Master of Terra has taught me. That knock at the front door from the feds can happen when you least expect it. So, I mean, sure, I wipe my hard drive a couple times each week, but you just never know. You know, that's why I brought you here to this remote location that only me and Paul neighbors know about. I've been watching and listening to you for a while, Josh. Well, mostly watching you, and well, I think you got what it takes to be the next spoiler. I think you got it in you to blurt out everything on the show before it's time to actually talk about it. Can you say be there? Have you ever been to Jonesboro, Arkansas? That's how the new spoiler will be born.
Oh, God.
Oh, you truly are the fabulous spoiler.
BT was blushing there a little bit. Look at that.
Oh, I seen it all as you were reading it. I love it.
Now that your other cohort's retiring, if he's retiring from podcast, you have to try to
no, not from podcast.
Sign Josh away from P3 Radio.
He's just retiring from a real job, so his shoot job. So
real job. Well, Josh is all into his real job. Me and Richard can bullshit about we can blow up our chat all day long about ideas for the show, and Josh is like really working and can't always contribute. So I guess on some level I respect him for that.
We're sitting there going, check out this action figure, and Josh is like, oh, I'm gonna be so screwed after Christmas.
Josh is like, action figures aren't free, dummies. I gotta work for mine.
Man.
Oh boy.
Before we get going, though, I would like to thank the main sponsor of the Retro Wrestling Review Christmas Extravaganza. And, of course, I'm talking about Jerry Turman's 24-hour CBD vape store, pawn shop, same-day dentures, buy here, pay here, used cars, rent-to-own furniture and appliance, daycare, pet boarding, gently used adult toy emporium, tattoo and sub shop, plus taxi and towing service. For more information, you can page Jerry at 901-469-JOBS or email him at hardtimesjesus78@aol.com. So we appreciate him kicking in on this week's show.
It's hard times, Jesus. That's hard times.
That's right. Hard times, Jesus. I wish we could have him as a guest on the show, but man, you hear what he's got going on. He's a busy man, obviously. So we really
is that in Tupelo? Is that the Tupelo store?
Well, he's got one in Tupelo, and he's got 4 different locations in Memphis to better serve you in the Tennessee area. Of course, nice. One on Mount Moriah, they say.
Covington.
So, where that came from. But anyway, y'all got to remind me to make sure I take commercial breaks on this one, too, because I'll forget that we gotta get in our other podcast sponsors. Jerry Turman's our main one, obviously, and our best, but he's not the only one. So we got to make sure we cover the rest. All right, guys, we got a few things going on today, but where do we want to lead off with? BT, do you want to start, or what you got in mind, Richard?
Well, I mean, my question is, what's the greatest gift you've ever received? Like as a it's Christmas time. For me, it was the gift of sight. Guys, have you ever closed your eyes?
Oh, good God. He was not blind.
I was in the middle of something. I was in the middle of a bit, BT. Have you ever closed your eyes and pretended that you were blind? Because I know I have, and it scared me to death. So I went and got LASIK eye surgery done. And it was the gift of sight that I was given. Anybody else?
You're a fucking liar.
You were not blind.
Absolutely not.
I was pretty blind.
I've never had a gift as substantial as sight. So anything I say now is going to pretty much pale in comparison to that.
I got a He-Man power sword once too, if that helps.
1990 wrestling buddy.
You can cut out that whole.
It was it.
You cut out that whole sight thing. He-Man power sword. Who's next?
What BT? I mean, what was the best Christmas present you've ever received?
Man, I don't know. I guess I think about, as a kid, probably Shogun. I've got one of those big Shogun Warriors when I was like 10 or 11 years old. It stood about half the size of me. Well, it wasn't as wide as me, but it was as tall as, but I have to the height of me. It was huge. So that was probably my favorite gift of all time.
Josh?
I got serious there for a minute. I've almost cried.
This was
So-
all born out of me trying to do a worked-in, shoehorned Jerry Lawler blind bit. I apologize. We didn't talk about this before.
This is why we need that format every week, guys. The very moment we went off.
We jumped his ass. As soon as he started talking about being blind, me and Josh jumped his ass.
Well, you did it. Josh just piled on.
He
so
waited
didn't
till
feel
after,
bad.
yeah.
I was going to let him do his bit, and you're like, you lied, motherfucker.
He spoiled it. He spoiled it.
He spoiled it. Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of heat around that subject, though. It's a lot of heat with Richard.
I'm gonna show you a
claiming
picture sometime, Gene,
he
of
was
me doing this at a
borderline
concert
disabled.
without glasses on, looking like I'm thinking I'm looking at the
He's doing
camera.
everything he can to get that fucking handicap tag on his car. That's all it was.
Well, I got it.
You
Hey, I
just
respect
saw it,
that.
but you
Can't take it back now.
You just saw it. That.
Pull it out of my well-bodied hand.
Mm-mm-mm. So, gift, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would have to say, I don't know, like favorite. You know, you can only be so happy, right? But I could tell you the most impactful one was when I was 4 years old. I wanted a ride-along fire truck, correct? But my specific request was that motherfucker better be green. I want a green fire truck.
This is like an Ozzy Osbourne writer that he has for. I'm not going on stage without a green.
Don't have a green
fire truck.
I gave ample time before Thanksgiving with this request.
I gave ample time. Like a
And
fucking
you
boss.
know, Christmas morning, I wake up, I run into the living room, and there's my fire truck, and that motherfucker's red, dude. I was so pissed. Like, I'm not riding in that son of a bitch.
Seven-year-old Josh throws a fit.
Oh no, 4-year-old. So it
Oh,
was
my bad,
very,
my bad.
very irrational. But yeah, that was really impactful on me.
Meanwhile, if I'm your dad, I'm like, hey, John Deere don't make fire trucks, motherfucker. Take what you got.
Dumbass.
Ask for a tractor if you want it green.
I imagine the night before they were like, Ronnie, did you remember to spray paint that fire truck?
I ain't fucking doing that shit.
I forgot all about it.
He wasn't
that fire
serious, was he? He knows fire trucks aren't green, right? Well, you know, he's in those special classes, and that bus picked him up ain't as long as the other one.
I think he's colorblind, Ronnie. Look at his eyes. He's all cross-eyed.
He's friends with that Richard kid that's almost completely blind.
You hear him tell him.
Comes over here running into walls every day. I just don't
Your ass Santa, I need to get eye surgery, and the technology just ain't there yet.
No, wasn't.
But legit, it was 1990 Ultimate Warrior Wrestling Buddy. I fucking waited so long for that thing. And when I seen it, I about had a heart attack.
My little brother got one of those for Christmas, I'm sure that same year, and he jumped off of everything in our house. Wrestling buddy. He beat that thing to death, and that thing still looks almost like new, other than like being dirty. But like he never managed to rip it or anything. He beat the shit out of it. It was like Brian Christopher going after Miss Texas each week on USWA.
Yeah, dude, I still have all of mine saved, you know, put up and stuff. It's awesome.
I wish we could get Miss
you wrestle
Texas
it every
on
now and
here.
again, right?
Nah, you know, I wrestle with either to sell them or not when they go up in value, but I just set on them, man. I'm waiting until the big, when they go over, you know, like a few $100s a piece.
I just wrestle with depression nowadays. But go ahead, Gene.
Alcoholism, debt, and depression.
Yep.
So there goes BT spoiling shit again. Just a second ago, he goes, I wish we could get Miss Texas on here. Now, he knows damn well we've got a surprise appearance for Miss Texas later in the show.
Whose side is he on?
She has written, exactly. Damn it, Bobby. She has written a parody of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer about Miss Simpson.
My bad,
And there goes Beat. I knew he'd find a way to spoil something.
Fat boy.
That's what he does, and it's just absolutely
ridiculous.
And just what we have to deal with around here, you know.
Listen here, you fat slob.
Yeah, our sound thing's not working right at all.
That's
But anyway,
I thought you were going to have an AI generated song there. I was like, what
No,
is
no,
this?
No, you're the king of the AI songs. I haven't quite perfected that yet.
No,
not with voices anyway. If you ever make it where I can make a song of Miss Texas singing something, or God forbid Corey, ooh, it's gonna be a whole different show every week.
Well,
I think we could accomplish.
We'll
that.
dive into that in the new year, Gene.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all are killing VT's gimmick here.
I didn't think
All
Richard
right.
was going to be here after the new year. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, be all right. We'll be.
For once.
What's the opener, Gene? You give us the opener.
Who's the curtain jerker of this outfit?
Yeah, I know who it is. I don't even know to say it.
I'm looking for a sound clip here that will address that. Here it is.
But in the USWA, I'm the
But
star.
I can't hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not.
Yeah.
Eddie Marlin.
Yes.
Eddie Marlin's the star of this show. Are you ready? Are you ready, BT, or are you going to defer to Bert Prentice?
Go ahead, Bert. I'm ready,
You can do
but you might have to edit some of the stuff when I pause or whatever. So, but I can do it first, or we can get Bert. I'd really like to hear Bert sing first. So,
Okay.
Thought you
Is
might.
that what we're doing? All right. Well, let's summon him in. Everybody just, do the
From the great beyond. Here he comes.
There we go. And oh yeah, there we are.
there he is.
All right.
Y'all need
How's
to watch.
everybody doing? Merry
Good.
Christmas, everyone.
It's good to see you, Bert. Are you psyched up for the holidays? You ready for a big Christmas?
I've got all my special people bought presents for, and I'm ready. I'm very ready. Ready to
I hear
spread
much like
some
Santa.
Christmas spirit.
I hear much like Santa, you got quite a few elves that work for you.
Yes. They do very well. They're very nice boys. Very sweet, handsome boys. Yeah. Good stuff.
Hey,
What you got in store for us here?
So I was wanting to sing a special song that was always dear and true to my heart. Just kind of puts me in the Christmas spirit, Jingle Bells. You've probably heard of it.
Hey, Bert, can I ask you to pick your chin up a little bit?
Well, he's got two,
You don't have
to keep them all up.
And Bert, you don't have to get in such character and move around so much. It really fucks with things.
I gotta be me, Richard Lee.
There you go. You got it. All right. I'm sorry,
gotta
Bert.
be me.
I didn't mean to produce you there, Bert. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's a different song, but go ahead, Bert.
You'll never be NWA champion. You low life. You nothing, no hair having. Why don't you go cry in a corner somewhere? Anyways, are we ready? Do I have music or I'm doing it a cappella?
Oh, music will be something totally horrible, hard to do.
No, by the way, these are all a cappella today, Bert.
Yeah.
There's too many
Wow,
music
like
right
singing in a
problems.
flea market.
Don't act like you haven't done it, Bert. Come on. Act like it's intermission time here. You
Maybe-
got to belt one out.
Maybe Bert should have put a little bit more time into his production if he wanted music this week. Instead of worried about his shoot job, Bert.
We decided what you were singing right before we went on the air, and we weren't able to pull the music out of our ass, Bert. If you'd rather just pivot to doing a raffle, we'll see if we can find it.
I got some Christmas eggs I'm selling.
Got any mystery boxes over there?
Oh, I got a box, all right.
Good God.
So, anyways, here we go, gentlemen. This is for all my fans back home, wherever that may be.
I was about to say, tell us where home is.
A couple different places. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. To Mike Rapatta's house we go. Whoa. Over the hills we go. My bad. Subconscious.
Can you quit moving so much?
I knew the mouth thing was going to be too distracting for Richard.
You read that like a Muppet.
I've got to do it to stay in character, you
Let
asshole.
him do it. Come on.
That's why we said the mouth thing wasn't necessary.
I tried my best for you, Josh, to get the mouth thing to not happen.
But this is so much
Man.
better. Look at
Anyways,
this.
laughing all the way. Bells on bob. What the hell's a bobtail? Does anyone know? I'll PayPal you $100 if you can tell me what a bobtail is right now. Too late. Making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing in a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a mustache all day. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, Bert.
Merry
That
Christmas,
was
Bert.
amazing.
Oh,
For taking
boy.
time to join us from the other side.
Wherever that may be.
Yeah,
Damn, it's hot.
I didn't say down. I didn't.
Oh.
I see. Look at that. Damn it,
Oh.
BT. How
Spoiler.
rude.
Oh.
Yeah, spoiler alert. That's live from. Anyway, all right, good stuff.
Character asshole is my favorite line that Josh has ever said. Oh, oh, that's great.
Oh, I knew this was going to be bad. Oh.
I knew it'd be worth it because even if it was a train wreck, that's what would make it. So
Yeah, that's fun.
Speaking of BT, what do you got for us?
Oh, God. All right, y'all ready?
Ready as we're gonna get.
Woo!
Follow
All right,
that.
like I said,
Kill it. I did
Hey, yeah, you chose to let that go
Yeah.
first. That's on you.
I did the Jerry Lee Lewis. Follow that. And then he said in the movie Great Balls of Fire,
yeah.
he didn't say it, but in the real life, he threw out a racial epithet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 BT would have preferred it if you just said that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I am from
Fired up.
Arkansas.
Fired up now.
All right, this is Twas the Night Before Christmas, USWA 1993. Here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, Cocoa Beware was throwing up in Brian Christopher's mouth. Miss Simpson had her stockings so tight, and Josh was smiling and saying, "All right." The children were nestled all snug at the theater. Some of them would be seen with the Master of Terror later. Jeff Jarrett in his suit and I in my fedora. It was ridiculous, said Corey, with that best announcer aura. When out on the softball field, there rose such a clatter. I sprang from the stands to see what was the matter. Out to third base, I flew like a flash. I tripped a bit and fell on my white ash. When what to my wondering eyes would appear, Jerry Lawler, the king in Zubaz, the crowd cheered as he stood at the plate. We knew it was more important than his match Monday night with that guy from Portland. More rapid than Bert's going into the mud. The boys ran to the field to hear the king say, Dunn's transmission is a deal. Now Dave, now Mike Miller, now Uncle Nightmare, now Michael Fox, and the Bruise Brothers are here. Come here, Colin Scott, Richard, and Gene would follow along. To the stands they ran, singing some stupid song. To the top of the wall, I will hit the softball. Come watch all. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head. He was thinking he had to wrestle Monday night with so much dread. Oh, shit. The pitch, the swing, the hit, the ball went over the wall. Oh, my God. He is also the king of softball. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his dressing room. He knew his 18-year-old girlfriend would be there very soon. They walked hand in hand to his car. They went. As the boys, home with no pay, they were sent. He rolled down the window as he drove out of sight. Happy Christmas to all, and to all, a good night. All right, there you go.
Hey now.
Yay.
Kudos for saying 18 at least. That's all
I did say 18. Yeah, I can't
Yes.
on that one. So
Yes, you did him a favor there. We appreciate that. We all appreciate that. All right, so good stuff. All right, well, guys, I mean, just like when we were kids, do we want to jump to giving out the gifts, or we want to hold out a little longer? I think it's time. I think it's time we give out some presents, right? I mean, that's what everybody's here for on Christmas.
Yeah, sounds good to me. What about you, Josh?
That's all I cared about as a kid.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It better be a green fire truck, motherfucker, or you're screwed.
Well, first, we want to give a gift to our good buddy Jeff Gaylord, the old Missouri Tiger himself. So he is going to get, even though it says it should say Mean Mike's chair throwing kit, it says Mean Mark's chair throwing kit. We'll throw a chair just like Mean Mark. But as you can see from the picture, it was. We won't bury anybody by saying who made that.
Man. Somebody
It's
really
even
fucked that up.
Mean Mark.
Look at Jeff chilling by the fire in his trunks, and he's got his shoestrings tied around his arm, the whole nine there. So,
Really? Somebody really fucked that up? They should probably be fired. Not
he meant
allowed
to
on the
do
show.
that. He meant
Not
to do
allowed
that.
on the
It's a
show
joke.
after the new year.
I can't believe BT didn't spoil who did that. I guess he didn't know.
Damn.
He let that one self-consume.
Can we pull back the curtain a minute? I did not realize I fucked that up until just now.
I didn't realize till like you sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's great" and everything. I didn't notice it until I uploaded it to StreamYard. And I'm like, "Oh shit, that says Mean Mark." I'm like,
I was
like, "No, that's funnier if we don't have him fix it."
I was knocking these out, like trying to knock them out real quick, and then it got busy. So I was like, well, I gotta hurry it up and get this done. And for whatever reason, Mean Mark, I guess Undertaker came into my head, and that was it. So yeah,
The old master of pain, not terror.
Terror.
We don't want the Undertaker after us. So, all right, well, let's get right to it. Let's give Uncle Danny a gift.
This is for MeeMaw.
This is for MeeMaw right here. She got him these swell glasses. She said he spends a lot of time looking at lights, and I don't think she meant Christmas lights, guys.
He's got that shadow that didn't filter out either. Look at that.
Is that jeans or is that one of them fake Zubas? What is that?
That's those denim Zubas that Josh's grandmother made for both him and for Rex King.
How bright was that flash on the original picture that it caught his shadow like Peter Pan in the background?
No, that's the black scorpion behind him.
That's
Spotting him.
how impressively muscular he is. He casts the shadow.
That's Vampire Warrior stand back there.
So what would MeeMaw be saying as she hands him this gift here?
Now, Danny, I think you're going to need these because I'm worried about you getting cataracts, okay? That fluorescent light is really bad for cataracts. And you're going to need these. These are stuff you look at the sun. So even if you're doing an outdoor show, these will still be good for you. So you can look at the sun while you're getting panned. It'll be great for you. I care about you. I care about your health because you're not really good at this wrestling thing. So that's about all I got to say about that, Gene.
I feel like if Tojo was at this Christmas party when she said it's bad for cataracts, he would go, "Good thing he win Camaro in tournament." Some of you may have to think about that one a little bit. Then don't think too much. Now, I wanted to lead into us giving MeeMaw's gift to Uncle Danny first because I knew Josh would be a little upset about this one. But, they spent so much time on the show this year. I felt like we owed the Bruise Brothers a gift. And when they were here, they just came out wearing those T-shirts. I felt like they needed some robes, right? They need some nice ring robes to wear out to the ring. So we got them some nice white sheets so they can make them some ring robes there. I don't know. Maybe we should have thought about this a little better. Now, I do happen to know the Harris twins. The Harris twins are big fans of Christmas, as a matter of fact. Do you guys happen to know what their favorite Christmas song is?
No idea.
No idea. No.
White Christmas.
Oh.
Ah.
I expected. I lobbed that one up for BT to spoil it.
I
shit.
knew it, but I didn't want to spoil it.
See, that's what I respect you. 'Cause I was like,
Yeah.
okay, BT's the only one out of the bunch who's going to know it and then spoil it. Like Richard and Josh are going to get it, but they're not going to say it. BT's going to go, "White Christmas." I was already ready to say, "You son of a bitch." All right, well played, guys. Now we've mentioned Mike Miller already. You know, I was given the gift of an awesome signed Mean Mike Miller picture with a little bonus of Rip Oliver being in the picture with him there, his tag team partner. He offered us so much entertainment this year. We had so much fun with Mike and his promos and his threesome and all the great stuff. We felt like we needed to get him something. So we got him some penicillin from that in case he's had any lingering effects from the old threesome there. And well, listening to some of those promos, we felt like maybe Hooked on Phonics might help him out a little bit. I don't know. Couldn't hurt, right?
To pull back the curtain a little bit, Gene, do you know how hard it is to take that white border off of Hooked on Phonics?
It looks like it's pretty damn hard. It looks like it's impossible.
It's damn near impossible. Santa had a lot of elves working on that, and they just couldn't figure that shit out. So.
The graphics department did not have time to trim that off, and it's quite all right.
Almost like this was done on a phone. It's really weird.
Almost like it was done on the phone. Like if folks only knew that we were texting back and forth, and I would go, "Hey, what about this?" And literally in like 2 to 3 minutes, these would pop up on my phone where Richard's cranking these out. I go, "What about this?" And he would send it over, and I'm like, "Damn, he's knocking these things out." But yeah, we might have to hire producer Smokey back from the old Cheap Eat days to do some of these edits for it. No,
I love how it looks like we pulled the book out of the void or something that's coming out of a different dimension. It's like
I love that Mean Mike Miller's face looks like you just handed him a Hooked on Phonics book and some penicillin, and he's like, "Thanks, I guess." The fuck is phonics?
Who took that
Hell,
picture?
I like free.
Who took that picture? It was like we always talk about how Josh's mom walked up to Stevie Ray and was like, "Can I get a picture?" And he said no, and then she snapped it.
He smiled.
This is what it looked like. Somebody walked up to Mean Mark here, and they said,
Oh, Mean Mark.
No,
and they
That's
said,
why he had that look on his face, like, "Hey, Mean Mark," and he's like, "It's not my name, but I'm just happy somebody wants to talk to me."
I feel like that picture was sourced from like a newspaper near Memphis. Is like wrestler arrested at Waffle House because of blah blah blah. And it's his mugshot.
This is straight from the church bulletin. We have a new brother, Mean Mark, joined the church this week. So we gave him penicillin and Hooked on Phonics.
I was about to say, this looks like the newspaper version of that old ad. "This is the face of erectile dysfunction." Poor Mean Mark.
Yeah, he
We're
don't like his
sorry, Mean
gift.
Mark.
He don't like his gift.
Now, to the USWA in general, and I thought this was a very generous gift, and this was actually, I'll just go ahead and say it. This was Richard's idea. He did some research on it. We've talked about it a couple different times, but we're actually giving them their own cervical collar neck brace so they can quit using these freaking white towel neck braces after these big angles. Somebody gets pile drive 12 times and they're wearing a towel around their neck. Even Owen Hart. Can you imagine Owen going back to the WWF? "Vince, they pile drive me 7 times. I had to wrap a towel around my neck." Like, "God damn, pal. I would have sent you down there with a neck brace and I'd known that. Mickey Mouse horse shit."
They didn't have $6.50 to buy one. Like that, I looked it up, Gene, and like today's money, it was like $15. And then I went to the inflation calculator. And when I typed it in, I think it came up to like $6.50 or something like that.
Oh,
in 1993 money, this would have cost $6.50.
So crazy. But I mean, hey, if they'd have spent that on a neck brace, Paul Neighbors wouldn't have got paid that night. You know? I mean,
Ether ain't cheap, Gene.
I thought about after we were done with all these that we should have got Paul Neighbors like a shelf organizer for his, a shirt or just a shelf organizer for his,
Dungeon.
Dungeon.
Yes.
Talk about the Dungeon of Doom. That's That's the one right there.
They have
So
a label maker that says filleting knives.
Killing knife.
Yeah. Don't get that. You don't want ether on your good chamois for your cars. That's supposed to be the cleanest thing in your shop. Now, who's been putting ether on my chamois?
now for our good friend, the Birdman, Coco Beware,
Ah, yes.
we got him a calendar. Does anybody
Mhm.
have any guess why we got him a calendar?
BT, you got a guess?
No, I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it.
What does that year on that say?
That's 1975, I believe.
Yes, 19. Well, so those damn days are over.
Those damn days is over with. You bring in the damn money you want to bring. I told those boys to kill me. Well, damn it.
I hope that's coming through. I can't.
It
hear
is.
any of that.
It is.
Oh, that's pissing me off so bad. I can't hear any of this shit. But anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Them days are over.
Mhm.
And so got a couple more here. Mr. Eddie Marlin. You know, he's had some troubles on the show recently. So
Now, hey, this was not my idea. I just want to point that out.
we'll say it wasn't Richard's
Oh,
idea.
I love that.
It wasn't
Yes.
my idea.
No. Somebody said it. Now, Richard did it, but somebody said it.
If you're listening, well, I just realized we got to say these out loud because a lot of people are just gonna be listening to this. So this is driving school, and the poster says lessons and practice.
It lists a phone number and an email you can contact for those driving school lessons.
And Marlon's like, I ain't taking driving school. I'm the star around here. I book the matches, I drive the trucks, and I flip the trucks.
Which lesson is don't fall asleep?
He'd go up in that class. I am the star pupil of this class.
I'll teach this class.
And Bergstrom shows up with Melvin Penrod and all that shit's down.
And then Richard's pissed. I hate this shit. I don't like fun.
I hate fun. I'm going to
Bring
get some
back the
heat.
Harris
Yes,
brothers.
I hate fun.
So BT listened to the show last week. I can tell. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
So even when you're not on here, BT, you listen to the show?
I know. It's weird, ain't it?
Wow, that's crazy. So for our friend, the fabulous Jackie Fargo,
Oh,
we got
Look at how disturbed he looks about it.
them cargo pants. Those ain't
oh
fabulous.
my God.
You mean you want me to put britches on?
You can't strip cargo britches.
You can't make me wear those.
You can put them on me, I'll wear them.
Can you imagine trying to put pants on a kicking Fargo? Like a child, like a 2-year-old, like, here, you put pants on? No, I don't want to do it.
Oh my God, that got me more than anything I've heard in a while. If you can put them on me, I'll wear. Because I pictured him sitting on that couch saying that as he's spreading on the couch. You can put them on me, I'll wear them. I don't think you got the ball.
That was the last test of Jeff Jarrett.
Basketball.
After he gets them on him and belts it up and shit. Well, you truly are the fabulous one.
And then he struts. I want to
They gotta
see
strut out the room.
Jackie in those pants strut.
Strut outside and play some basketball. And last, but certainly not least, especially since he joined us here on the show. I mean, that was pretty awesome of him. We got a present for our buddy Bert Prentice. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Did I-
Chippendale's calendar from 1993 to commemorate the wonderful
Yes.
year of USWA
Right on.
that we're currently following.
Yeah,
That face.
that definitely screwed up some of our algorithms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Researching
Yeah.
these gifts.
I expect that there'll be a whole episode of P3 Radio someday of you telling the things that have now pulled up on your search after picking this calendar.
Richard, do you know the history of the Chippendales? Because I do now.
Oh, no.
Oh! Whoa, now I missed it.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
What'd you miss? What happened there?
Whoa, now come on.
We're talking about the history of the Chippendales, nothing more. If you're listening to the podcast,
Listening to the podcast, nothing happened. And if
Yes.
you're not, check out the video cast and don't say nothing.
yeah. Be cool now. Be cool. Don't be a fucking narc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Be cool about this stuff. All right. All right. Well, that's a lot of fun. We gave some gifts to some of our favorite USWA superstars, if you will. And so now, I don't know. You guys want to invite Miss Texas on the show? I'm kind of interested to see what she did with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer based on some of these promos we've been hearing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, Miss Texas was always one of my favorite people. What about you, Josh?
Absolutely, man. To me, she's the queen of Memphis wrestling.
Well, I was told that Miss Texas has taken the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and has made a parody of it about Miss Simpson. So this should be interesting. So if we can get Miss Texas in here right after, we're going to take a break real quick. So we're going to build the suspense. We tell you it's coming, and now we're going to make you wait through the break. But when we come back from this quick break, we're going to hear Miss Texas's version of, it's not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it's her version of it. So, all right, we'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, Ray Russell here, curator of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network, inviting you guys to listen to many of the programs here as part of the WrestleCopia brand, including, but not limited to, the Wrestling Memory Grenade, currently covering the 1988 and the WWF project. You can also listen to the Regional Wrestling Podcast, where we talk the territories, whether it's Jamie Ward with Georgia 81, Roman Gomez with the UWF in 1986, or Gene Jackson covering Memphis in 85. 3 projects going on right now over there at Regional Wrestling. You can also listen to the Wrestling Stoop with the legend himself, Bob Roop. Bob goes back in time each and every week, covering not just his career, but countless stories and interactions with hundreds of wrestling names spanning his 2 decades in the business. But that's not all. You can also check out the Puro Wrestling Academy with the professor of Puro Resu, Mr. Dan Ginnity. Dan and I go back in time and cover the history of Japanese professional wrestling in the English language. And you can listen to all of those shows and more, all part of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network, located over at WrestleCopia.com. That's WrestleCopia.com, and anywhere your podcast streaming needs are met, from Apple to Spotify, Pocket Cast, and beyond. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to our social media guys for all the latest goings on here at the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. Plus, I'm constantly adding old school video clips and pictures from throughout wrestling history. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter, at Wrestling Grenade. That's at RASSLIN Grenade. Also, follow and like me, Facebook.com/Wrestling Grenade. And why not subscribe to YouTube.com/Wrestling Grenade. So if you're looking to support that next up and coming podcast brand, please consider making it WrestleCopia.
Hey guys, this is Wolfie D from PG-13. Check out my podcast, Live and in Color with Wolfie D, every Monday at noon. We're talking Memphis, we're talking ECW, WCW, WWF, everywhere that I've been. We even have some great guests, some Hall of Famers on the show with us. Every Monday at noon, Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
All right, folks, we are back, and now we are going to welcome to the show Miss Texas. This is my version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, except it's about Miss Simpson. Miss Simpson, the bleach blonde bimbo, was a dirty, skanky hoe. And if she ever proposition you, you had better say hell no. All of the Memphis wrestlers used to have to pay for sex. Now that they got Miss Simpson, she just waves and says, "Who's next?" Then one foggy Monday night, Brian Christopher came to say, "Miss Simpson, with your slutty clothes, you should be my ringside hoe." Now all the people hate her as they shout from every row, "Miss Simpson, the bleach blonde bimbo, You're a dirty, skanky hoe. Thank you.
Oh, welling up here.
Hey,
Wow.
Miss Texas.
Yay.
Texas coming through. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
You know what? That was actually 100 times better than any promo she's done.
I was going to say, it was certainly more scripted than any promo she's done. Apparently. He didn't mention having her kill herself or any of that, unfortunately.
What'd she say about Paul Neighbors? She said something about him. I can't. Bald-headed something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we said it like
Because you said it. I'll say you said it
Yeah.
about us the following week. Ball-headed something. I don't remember what it was,
I
though.
can't remember.
Very clever, I'm sure, whatever it was. But.
When you played that Fat Boy thing, that drop, it reminded me of that Pearl Jam song. My boy ran to tomorrow.
Well, that's Silverchair.
Yeah, it's Silverchair. Yeah, sorry, Silverchair.
Oh my god! If I had the time and the means to do it, I would go and alter it. I'd just take that song, and then every time he says it, we put Miss Texas there.
Give me 2 minutes.
Well, no, we don't need to do it right now. Jesus Christ!
I'm joking. No, joking.
If only you were going to be here after the New Year.
Wait, that's my job. Come on.
How good are you with AI, BT?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you need to start working on it, BT. You're the new
I got it.
new AI guy around here.
That's me.
We're going to do this out of order today. We usually say this at the very end, but I'm going to do this right now.
Oh, God.
Dave Brown, he's bummed out about Christmas this year.
Oh, Dave.
No.
Look at him sitting there in his Santa hat. He's all bummed out. But we found out why he was bummed out because Jeff Gaylord was out here bragging about he got the gift of the Mean Mark chair throwing. But he also got this book, Bank Robbery for Dummies, and he was out here bragging, telling how he's going to use it, and it bummed Dave out.
Those pants, yes.
Look how he's holding that thing.
And then about the time Dave started to
Please
get over
look at
that,
the video. You look how he's
yeah,
holding.
you
got to
watch the video. And about the time Dave got over Gaylord's Bank Robbery for Dummies book here, Jerry Turman sent his mascot out here. His joke, man. I don't know what this is about. Look at his middle fingers up and everything. Dave's not having it at all. You can't have that on TV5, guys. Come on, Jerry.
This joke, man.
Damn it, Jerry. That's ridiculous. What it is, yeah, Tom. And we're not going to let you sponsor the show if you're going to say stuff like that.
That's great.
So, as an aside here, very quickly, this isn't anything's on the format or anything else, but you know, I've been enjoying perversely Corey on these shows as the announcer in '93, and I thought, Corey's not that bad. I mean, he's not a great announcer, but I enjoy him on some fun level. But recently, I was going through some of the Corey Macklin's Rhythm and Brews Memphis Wrestling. Finding some clips to put on the Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich Facebook. I was actually looking for a clip of Doug as Santa Claus. I never could find it, but there's a clip somewhere where Doug came out on that show as Santa Claus. But in the process of digging through some of that footage, I had totally forgotten just how friggin' annoying badass Stone Cold Corey Macklin, who was trying to be like the top star of the promotion and feud with Lawler.
Horrible.
Holy shit, we're going to play some clips of that on the show at some point. I don't want to right now because I feel like it'll ruin everybody's whole perspective. I had to go back and watch some current, not current, but 93 stuff to kind of cleanse my palate of, 2003 Corey Macklin, who's out there cutting promos and talking shit. He's bringing in Terry Funk to be his tag team partner against Lawler and whoever.
That drew a big crowd, too. There was a huge crowd. That was like the last... I think that was the last big crowd, except Randy Hales did some kind of Legends show, but it was huge. I mean,
they were there to see Terry Funk, though.
Oh, yeah, they were, but he thought, here's the deal. Corey thought they were there to see him after that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a top baby face after that.
So obnoxious.
And Jerry could care less, Jerry would just do his stuff and let Corey do all his
Jerry's like, as long as I get paid at the end of the night, you can come out there with the freaking crown on, be King Corey Macklin for all I give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm glad nobody said that to him.
That's a good idea.
he would have rode out there on a camel with a crown like Lawler did in the 70s. So I say that to say, you know, you worked with him and for him, Richard, at you know, different times. We talked recently about, you know, Blitz's experience with Corey, but what was your perspective of Corey at that time, of his attitude and where he thought his station in life and wrestling was at that point?
I mean, you could tell, like, and I don't want to, you know, he's no longer here to defend himself, so it's kind of hard to be too super negative, but he did have like that I'm the booker mentality. And it was like, we always talked about how it was funny. It was like, you could tell who he liked and who he didn't.
He didn't like me, by the way.
You could tell who was booking the show if we came on and how we were featured in it, you know?
Yeah.
So like if Lawler was booking, you had these giant guys that were doing things that were going over and stuff. But if Lawler wasn't there, then all of a sudden they're losing really quickly to smaller individuals.
And then he pushed that midget Johnny Dotson also. So there you go.
Well, I do remember there was one time
go live on your ass. You don't watch it.
I do remember there was one time that we had that meeting in the back where he admonished everybody for talking to BT. I do remember that, and he was like, "He ain't never been in the wrestling business. He ain't never done anything. Why y'all telling him everything?" Well, he's putting on a dress shirt. It was weird looking at Corey Macklin's nipples as he's telling us bad things about BT.
Were they hard or soft while he was talking about BT?
Kind of inverted a little. No, I don't.
Did they look like the chocolate chip pancakes from IHOP?
I don't remember.
That's how ICP once described Abdullah's nipples.
Richard, keep on talking. Keep on talking. Come on. Tell me about them nipples. Come on, tell me about them nipples.
I thought you were doing that because he was talking bad about you.
No. Yeah, I do like the bad talk, but I really like the big black nipples.
Oh, I didn't know what you were about to say.
Oh man, I heard that completely wrong. My brain had to tell me, no, that's not what he said.
You were so close to that line.
I was.
I will edit that one out, Gene.
I was gonna say, I thought I was actually going to edit this time.
Yeah. Well, that became less fun.
I'm sorry, my bad. Spoiler.
Let's hang our head and move away from that.
I do just remember him saying that, but like I said, every week when we were in that little meeting room, I was always distracted by number of homicides year to date and number of homicides today was written on a black, because it was a newsroom basically.
Yeah.
So it was black. It was written on a dry erase board. And every time we went in there 2 weeks later, that number would be super inflated.
I was about to say, I'm sure watching that number jump up exponentially every week had to be fun. Or
it's sad. Like, we're only in January. How do we have 27?
We didn't draw that many people for the show last week.
That's why we ain't drawing. All of them are dead. Maybe if we give them free tickets, they'll stop killing each other.
Have all them killings when Lawler was wrestling out here.
Nobody killed anybody when Handsome Jimmy was on top. Put the gun down, baby.
Put the gun down. Come to the Coliseum.
My street people. Put the guns down. Quit robbing people. Come see me wrestle.
Now let's Congo line out of here.
Give Handsome a kiss, baby. If you ever wrestled him, and he does that the entire match from the time the bell rings and you're circling, he's going, get you in a headlock, and then the whole time, like a cat purring or something.
We had a guy behind us at the Hall of Fame doing that too.
Y'all didn't know that Handsome Jimmy was actually sitting behind y'all once he.
No, I looked. It was definitely not Handsome Jimmy. It was Special Jimmy.
It was Extra Chromosome Tony.
He was neither handsome nor Jimmy, huh? So speaking of people who don't like BT, not that it's an exclusive club or anything.
Mercy.
But, I hear Santa Claus is getting ready to make an appearance here at BT. So we can go and invite him in here if we can get our producer to go ahead and bring Santa up on the screen here.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he looks
Merry
familiar.
Christmas, everybody, except for BT.
Santa, has BT been bad this year? Is he on the naughty list, as they say?
Well, what's your name, Greg? Your
Gary.
name, Greg? Gary? Whatever it is, I'm gonna tell you something. You can be on the nice list because you have provided me with a platform where I can come and just tell all the children and everybody about Christmas and who's on the naughty list and the nice list. We'll start with nice first. Okay, Greg? Gary?
Okay, let's hear it.
We'll start with nice. Eddie Marlin, for providing me with a job for so many years. I am lucky. Do you understand that? I am very lucky to have been able to provide for me and my mother. And, you know, just extend my businesses further. And giving all these presents to people that deserve them is who I'm going to give them for. And there's no one else on the nice list. We're on to the naughty list. The naughty list. Number one, people who steal my life's work and put it on YouTube for free. You're going to burn in hell.
Jesus Christ.
And you're also going to be in a courtroom at some point whenever I sue your ass. Number two, and this is definitely not a tier list because you'd probably be number one, but I had to mention something less first. BT Brian Tramel, you piece of shit. You have always talked shit about me. Every time I've tried to do something of merit in this business, your spoiling ass had to print it somewhere before it happened to ruin it. And that's why everything that I did ultimately failed, because your fat ass would print it before it would happen. And also, you're critiquing. You're trying to say me and Brandon Baxter wasn't a good feud. Fuck you. That was all that the people were there to see that night.
Santa and Brandon Baxter had a feud?
BT.
Oh.
And Brandon Baxter.
Okay.
Or Randy.
It's all right. You got confused, Santa.
Whatever.
Don't confuse Santa, Richard. He was on a roll.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got to let Santa roll when he gets
discussed
on a roll.
this in the other segment. Richard Lee, you're gonna be number 3 if you don't watch it.
Don't make me number 3, Santa. I'm sorry.
Anyways, here's a present for everybody. I don't want BT to take too much of my time up. I've already spent enough of my life insulting him, as he should be. Power Pro is my gift to all. It is the best wrestling. It's the true Memphis wrestling. That is the only Memphis wrestling after 1997. Everything else sucks. It ain't nothing. And also, if you want Uber Santa to come pick you up, get the Uber app, download it. My driver code is PPRO69. You will get 5% off if you mention this commercial. Santa Claus is riding out.
All right,
Wow.
Santa, we appreciate
Yeah.
it. He rode out before I got a chance to get him to. I was hoping he could clarify exactly who brought us Power Pro and who created it, but he got on out of here. So I guess we'll never really know, unless he comes busting back in or something. We'll never know who was in charge.
Just so everybody knows, it's mine. I created Power Pro. It's mine. And if you steal it, you're going to pay.
There you go. All right. Well, glad he clarified that, but we had to run him out the door. We didn't want this to turn into one of those Power Pro put over segments that last and go on and on and on. I don't know if any of y'all ever sat through one of those, but sometimes those kind of segments can really drag on sometimes.
I didn't know Santa was so passionate about Power Pro.
Dude,
He's so passionate about me. God.
Well, that was fun. It made my Christmas. I can't speak for anybody else, but I was looking forward to hearing from
That's
Santa.
awesome.
And he delivered. Well, all right. I guess it's time for the main event. Everybody's favorite character from the show, MeeMaw.
Yeah.
has her own version. Now we heard BT's version of "Twas the Night Before Christmas." It's going to be pretty tough to top that, but I hear MeeMaw has her own rendition of "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Is that true?
So she does, and I do want to provide some context. I wanted this to be, what is it
Authentic.
called? Authentic. There we go. That's the word. So my grandmother actually used to make us, you had fake cigarettes when you're kids, candy cigarettes.
Yeah.
We used
Some
to
of
my
us had
grandmother-
flake cigarettes.
Yeah, my grandmother wanted us to be super. Yeah, she wanted us to be super white trash, so she used to make us candy snuff.
Tell me you're just making that up. Please
No.
tell me you're just.
No, she would take her old snuff cans.
Yes,
She
I love
would
this.
rinse them out, and she would make
Oh,
fake snuff
my
for us. So I've got
God.
some authentic fake snuff here that I'm gonna do this in tribute because she wanted us to be white trash. There's no doubt about it. Like we used to sit down and make construction paper food stamps too. So, so
You can count with me while I'm counting.
That's as good as money right there. They won't let you buy snuff with it, but you can get other things.
So I'm on and I even made the paper. She would rip the label off to make a scoop. So I'm gonna do that too, just so everybody knows. And let me pull this back a little bit.
That's what he said. It's gonna
Loading
pull
her
it
up.
back, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna have to get some more in my mouth here.
So this is the real Christmas present. People are getting insight into MeeMaw that they've only heard.
My God, I thought my family was country.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in this.
There's
Got
Richard's
the diabetes.
There's Richard's 20 carbs for the day.
Then I'm probably gonna lose the leg with this one.
All right. It's dissolving really quickly. Hold on.
There wasn't a test, much like Bert's deal. There was no test run to this. We're just doing it. Fuck it, do it live.
That's too much.
Now your tongue's brown like hers too.
All right, let's see here. Here we go. Let's bring in MeeMaw. There we go, right there. This snuff isn't that good. It's kind of like Danny Davis. Yeah. I don't know why I have a second nose coming down. MeeMaw didn't think this snuff bit through. Oh shit! I just spit snuff all over my computer screen here. Shit. Oh shit! Oh Lord! All right, so I got y'all there. Y'all still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a Christmas Carol. Oh shit! I got snuff all over my microphone. All right, I said a Christmas Carol. I messed that up. I meant to say I've got. Oh, this snuff is coagulating. This is getting kind of hard to talk. Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
In the words of our friend Bert, you may have to swallow MeeMaw.
Oh no! No, that's for babies. Don't swallow that. I had 7 babies. All right.
Yeah, maybe you should.
No. Then we wouldn't have had Gerald. We love Gerald. He's a special boy. All right, so I wrote. I gotta stop. Put my nose there. I wrote a special song. Not song. What is this called? Poem? What would you call Nightmare Before Christmas? What would you call
Nightmare
that?
Before Christmas?
No,
I guess that's a
movie?
perhaps. Or...
I thought you fucked that one up. I didn't mean that.
Every time you try to serve this up, you call it something else, and it's wrong. It's been a song. It's been
MeeMaw's brain isn't what it used to be. She can't think about some things. So, all right. So it's called. I just wrote something. Here we go. It was a Saturday. Shit. It was a Saturday before Christmas, and on my TV, I flipped to Channel 5, and what did I see? My nose is popping up there. Richard Lee was in the floor playing with his toys. Well, I was trying to figure out why they were calling that fella homeboy. Jerry Lawler came out after getting hit in the jaw. He looked like nothing happened as he gleefully mentioned softball. Brian Christopher made me so mad I thought I could cuss. As I heard Corey yell out, "This is ridiculous." Then there was guys like the Master of Terror. I prayed to God, this has to get better. Then I opened my eyes, and what did I see? Danny Davis was wrestling in match number 3. All around the ring, he got tossed. Surprise, surprise. To Tony Falk, he lost.
Oh, man.
Then I opened my eye. Oh, wait. No, that's not it. But there in the distance, I could see it so clear. He had a beautiful face and a long white beard. He came to the curtain, bopping around. He made me get hot, and I was only in the nightgown. The show went off as Dave said goodbye. I really enjoyed it. I ain't gonna lie. Merry Christmas, y'all. I hope you see Santa come down your chimney. For me, I'll be waiting for that big hog, handsome Jimmy. Merry Christmas, y'all. I said Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I just didn't want you to insult me.
Well, she would have. Yeah, she was.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, shit. There's shit all over my microphone. Oh, man.
You know what he means.
I haven't done fake snuff in a long time. It is a gateway drug.
Yeah, I hadn't done fake snuff in a long time either. So
just cocoa and sugar
was a thing until like
2 seconds ago. Someone told me about fake snuff.
I'm gonna have ants up here. Just because.
Well, yeah, you spilt like a fucking quarter of a cup in the floor.
So yeah, if anybody wants to make fake snuff at home for the kids, just cocoa and sugar. That's another thing my grandmother used to do. She would dump snuff in her lip, and then you'd see her doing this.
She always wore white shirts too. It was weird.
She had an old phone that she would talk to people on. And after a while, we discovered that phone was heavy as a motherfucker. And we took out the receiver and snuff just fell out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That ain't country. I'll kiss your ass.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just
Well,
cocoa
right,
and sugar, by the way. Cocoa and sugar. I don't think I gave the recipe.
You know, if you want to start a new tradition with the kids this year, get them.
What's the ratio on that mix, Richard Lee?
You know, snuff is kind of dying out. Let's be honest. We got to get the kids back involved.
Bring it.
That's
Bring it
right.
back.
Bring stuff back.
The snuff industry is almost non-existent. We got to get the kids on board.
Philip Morris is like, what can we do to get more people into snuff?
That's right. Well, let's take our last podcast commercial break here, and then we're going to come back and do what we always do, except we don't have a card to run down. So we'll see how this works. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Bob Smith, and guess what? The Outdated Wrestling Hour is now part of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. But hey, no fear, you're still going to hear the unique guests, comedy, music, authors, journalists, funny people. Who knows who's going to end up on the Outdated Wrestling Hour? Remember, it's all new and all old. So check it out in the WrestleCopia Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcasts. Listen if you know what's good for you.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Chic, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all. And all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling! Every other Thursday, wherever you listen.
This is Wrestling Nostalgia, the podcast that dives into wrestling history. Hey, wrestling fans, I'm Dave Dynasty, and if you enjoy podcasts that are knowledgeable and history-driven, then Wrestling Nostalgia is for you. With great guests and fun interviews, there are over 200 episodes in our archives. We chat with several first-time guests and often cover topics not discussed on other podcasts. Look up Wrestling Nostalgia on your favorite podcast platform and visit all of our links at linktree/wrestlepod. That is linktr.ee/RASSLEPOD. And remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, be good, be safe, and keep on growing.
I had to stop myself from saying, it's Handsome Jimmy when she started doing that. But I really did. I was like, damn, shut up, BT. Shut the fuck up.
You could have said it. MeeMaw didn't. It wasn't like Jesus. You could take the name of Jimmy, Handsome Jimmy, in vain.
Oh, okay.
You could say that around our house.
Better do it out there on that porch.
I'm just shocked to learn that BT has an internal voice that tries to tell him not to spoil stuff, and usually he just ignores it.
That's the evil impulse.
I do. Most of the time I do.
That inner voice is the most tired motherfucker on earth. He's like, you shouldn't, damn it. You shouldn't, damn it.
I don't get paid.
Yeah,
enough for
I've
this.
been told many times, they say, BT, people don't get your sense of humor. I'm like, what? You mean she didn't think when I called her a one-leg blind monkey, she didn't like that? She didn't think that was funny? My boss was like, no. And then I had a meeting. he said, no. I said, do you know what she said to me after I said that? And he said, what? He said, she told me to go fuck a pig. And he just stood there. My boss did. I said, you ask. I mean, you want to know what she said. That's what she said. And then I had, that other place I work at now. They pulled me to the side after a big meeting with all the corporate people and said, oh, yeah, let's just stay quiet the next meeting. They don't like your sense of humor. Oh, okay. You got it.
Muted your mic. I was hoping that. So my favorite Santa rant, so to speak, on BT is in that clip that I sent BT the other day. I was hoping that he would reuse it here on the show when he says, if someone told me I could kill 2 people. I'm not going to say it here in case he decides to use it in the future, but it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. I was wishing I could see BT's face the first time he heard it because it was quite humorous.
I was dying.
Well, all right. Like I say, we don't have a card to run down, but I mean, the tradition on this show is I have to ask you guys questions about today's episode. So you know what? We're going to do it anyway. So our first question for the floor here. What was your least favorite part of today's episode?
Spitting snuff everywhere.
I'll go with that. Yeah. Actually, I was dying laughing, but I know that it had to get on all over the place.
I didn't really think that one through, guys.
Woo, that was funny.
but yeah, that was I don't know if I had a least favorite. This has been a fun.
I'm not trying to get you to
Josh is shut
bury somebody to their face.
No, I would have to say, spitting the sugary stuff all over the place. That was probably my least. Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't guess I disliked anything, but I mean,
the mere mention of the Harris brothers.
I did mention them too. So
the fact that their hats, or what would they be called? Hoods weren't in the picture as well.
Gowns. Oh,
the gowns were in the picture. Their hats weren't. Yeah.
They're dunce hats that they have to wear.
Yeah, that's the only drawback. That and Mean Mark.
Oh, priceless. All right. So then, the next question is, what was your most favorite part of today's episode? Everybody can put over their own shit if they want to.
No, I'll go with MeeMaw. That was awesome.
I'll go with the. I like the Bert stuff. The Bert stuff was hilarious.
I mean, it was the whole deal with the loading of the lip, spilling shit everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere.
And like, if I close my eyes, I almost pissed myself. Like, I got scared. Like, I was fixing to be cussed or told to get out or something.
So about the haircut of yours.
It was great. Yeah.
Got his haircut now. Looks like a shit-eating dog. Don't you just go outside until that grows back? I don't want you in here.
Just sit down.
I was happy with all of it. I think it all paid off. Like, even the stuff that went awry, that made it even more fun. Like the stuff with Bert's mouth not lining up and all that. So yeah, everything went as exactly as I had hoped it would. So here's a fun one. This question may be more directed at the audience listening, so you can answer this in the YouTube comments or the comments on WrestleCopia, but you guys can answer as well, I suppose. Would today's episode inspire you to go listen to STS Pod or P3 Radio?
Well, I'm probably the only person in the room that listens to both of them, so there you go.
You're the only one in the room that listens to all these podcasts, so kudos to you.
I don't even listen to P3 Radio. But you should. It's a great show.
Yeah. Richard don't care too much for it, but your dumb ass might like it.
Well, I heard it the first time when we recorded it. And then I just blank it out of my memory when people tell me that was funny. We did that.
Surely we didn't say that, did we? Yeah.
If you don't remember nothing, it's a surprise every time. It's great.
Wait and listen back to it 3 years later and marvel at, holy shit, we were saying stuff like that.
Yeah, we've kind of done that.
I would imagine.
I said these two guys were the only two guys that I cut a segment from Patreon off of, but I had to cut one time because Richard was talking about manscaping my balls, and I had an accident, and that's the reason I didn't make it. And my mother was listening to every one of those episodes. Like, fuck! Now I gotta edit that shit out.
Yeah, the Spunk Lube's fine, but
turn the
I was going to say, your mom can listen to you talk about Spunk Lube and all that.
Yeah, that sponsor's fine. But
Richard manscaping your balls is a bridge too far. Okay.
That's it.
Now we know where the line is.
There is a line, baby. There is a line.
I remember one of my favorite deals was letting my mom hear one of our deals we did for BT. It was a commercial where we put Go Rest High on That Mountain, and it was a thing for Blue Chew. And we said, do you need your penis to be resurrected or something to that fact? We fucking did like a 2-minute commercial. My mom she thought it was the funniest shit ever. It was such a compliment.
I barely remember this.
Hey,
meanwhile, every Christmas dinner, Josh's mom was like, hey, you remember that Blue Chew commercial y'all made? That was pretty funny. Play it for your aunt over here. She'll like it.
Nah, my mom don't remember shit now.
Truly sad. It's gonna ruin Christmas.
Hey,
Thanks a lot, man.
You gotta laugh or cry, right?
She kind of does both at the same time while she's trying to find her car keys.
Oh man,
times of hell.
Yeah.
Oh boy, but no, I've had a blast today.
Yes, it's been very fun. Appreciate you guys getting up this morning right before Christmas to join in for this bit of silliness. I knew it'd be a good time, right? And originally I was planning on this being a regular show, and I was like, you know what? Let's not even bother doing a review this week. That'll be my Christmas present to Richard, is he don't have to watch an episode of USWA, and I knew that by the time we got through all our silly stuff, it'd be about the length of pretty close to the length of a normal show, so that it ended up being like a 3-hour marathon show for people to listen to. It's like, we'll save the review for next week. We'll just do some Christmas shenanigans. So if you stuck around with us through this whole thing,
thank you.
God bless you. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
You are.
If you aren't quite sick of us just yet, you can join us tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook and over on the YouTube channel Retro Wrestling Archive. And you can hear us live stream some USWA matches. What am I missing over here?
He said, "Oh yeah."
This was mostly just to remind Richard.
Jesus Christ!
This was mostly to remind Richard more so than the listeners, because by the time this comes out, shit will already have happened. So this was almost 100% for Richard, and just for people. You can go back and listen. You don't have to see it live. You can go back and listen to it afterwards. Yes, 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Richard.
I'll be here. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Wait here with bells on and fake stuff in my mouth.
Oh my God.
We doing the MeeMaw thing again? Or?
I was going to have her do the whole show, all the commentary.
I can't keep this stuff from dissolving.
He'll go into a sugar coma.
Plus a special appearance by Piss Jug Man tomorrow night.
Piss Jug Man, yes.
You just see Josh over me trying to bring me back to life as I'm shaking. Come on, I'm scared, Gene. This is way worse than Thursday's going to be at work.
Good God.
Knew I should have brought some insulin.
Go bring that Ozempic up and stab him with it.
Any plugs you guys want to get in before we go? I know this is like the Christmas episodes for you guys' show this week too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually last week that we did that?
It'd be the most recent one if you go right now when you're hearing this.
Hold on. Let me tell them what's on it.
Go ahead.
Let's hear it.
P3 Radio, that's the audio podcast that watches videos but never puts the links and notes. By the way, Josh, he was decking the walls and jingling his balls on the Christmas episode. They were talking about the timelines of their podcasts, and I had no fucking idea what that was about. Richard likes to walk around in women's underwear, something like that. He said guy in Arkansas again. They're so scared to say my name on their show. It's just as bad as when they say we recorded with Gene but never say the podcast. They brought back an old
They're not scared. They just don't want to promote us, BT.
Yeah.
They don't want to be associated with us.
Randy's one of our biggest listeners, so
they brought back an old joke about shaving someone's balls and just beat the fucking dead horse. God, they beat that joke to death.
You want to get shaved.
Okay. Richard talked about fighting with his wife in the kitchen. He said something about punching her in the face. I don't know. That's exact. I didn't really hear that part. Gay cats made videos. These stories were from October, which I was pretty excited about it. Richard almost puked during recording because they had recorded so much and he really didn't know what day it was. We had meth farmers, bushwhackers imitation, retards giving hugs.
We didn't say that.
Strong hugs.
Spent time talking about the stage size of some actual story that they were doing, and they spent about 15 minutes deciding how high it was. There was pregnancy in prison. Josh made a statement on this week's show, and Richard didn't spend 15 minutes trying to prove him wrong. And by the way, RJ Reynolds, when he referred to the plastic wrap, wrong Reynolds. RJ was a tobacco guy. So there's P3 Radio.
Which brings it back around to snuff.
That's right.
Full circle.
I don't remember any of that shit. So
4 hoots. 4 hoots this week, y'all. 4 hoots.
All right.
All right. Well, BT hasn't completely killed off P3 Radio yet. There's always next time. He'll be back next week.
So
all right. So
to answer your question, Gene. So to answer your question, Gene, I don't remember what we did, but I'm sure it's a great show.
Sure sounds like it, Richard.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do want to say that I was just joking about not coming back. I know I'm not going to be on a couple of shows after the new year.
Look, he was serious. Back.
They'll come back. I'm going to be out of town a little bit, and I don't want my bad reception or anything to come across any more than it does on here most of the time when I'm trying to set up. But I will be back, and I'm looking forward to a brand new year with you guys. It'll be fun.
So now that BT has plugged your show, do you guys want to plug what STS Pod Club was about this week?
They don't know. They don't listen, so I don't even remember.
They don't listen to our show. He talked about spunk lube and nut shavers.
Damn, you did listen. Good job.
You did, yeah.
I would have lost that bet. I would have thought
sponsors over, baby.
I would have thought you didn't listen, but you
Money.
did.
Do you ever use the spunk lube as like the lather?
Yes.
To shave with the
Yes. Oh, you're asking a second part of that. My bad. Do you ever use a spunk
as like the lather to use with the manscaper?
Sure.
I want to hear Santa promote Spunk Lube for y'all. Like, I want to hear Santa
God.
give a Spunk Lube commercial. Let me see if we can find him again. Hey, Santa, why don't you drop back in here for a minute and promote Spunk Lube for BT?
Santa was licking his lips over here getting ready.
Good God.
Well, joke's on you, Gene. I would never, ever, ever promote anything for Brian Tramel. And obviously, I'm not getting any action anyway, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
And if I did, I'd go in dry.
Good God.
Because I want it to hurt.
I feel like he's the gentleman that would have excess saliva. You know, use that.
We're not gonna
Santa.
Elaborate on why you think that would be, but you're probably not wrong. I don't know why.
You're strong hugs.
But yes, check out stspod.club for all the great podcasts that the spoiler Brian
guys,
Tramel
we're
puts
about
out.
to do episode 900, so I'm excited about
Nice.
that. 900.
Congratulations.
We've done 114 episodes this year so far. So.
900. Jesus Christ is the worst 900 number ever. By the way.
How many episodes of this podcast have you done so far, BT? Do you know?
No,
probably about
4 or 5.
Or 8,
yeah,
4 or 5, 6. So, fans, if you've been listening to this podcast, imagine BT on this show, and then imagine it 900 times, and that's the wonderful experience you can have over at stspod.club. I don't know why people are laughing. I meant that in a serious way to get people to listen, because it's pretty exciting. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get the podcast, be it YouTube or Apple or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. We appreciate you, and we want you to rate, subscribe, and review. It helps us out, helps get the word out there. And man, it's growing. I mean, we're almost to 10,000 followers on Facebook, which is just freaking amazing. I know by the time you hear this, it's actually Christmas Day or after. But please check out tinyurl.com/USWA podcast, where you can get one of these fine USWA podcast t-shirts. You can get the Master of Terra t-shirts. We've now got Dangerous Conversations with Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich shirts. We got the Memphis Mafia Tour 2025 shirts up there. All kinds of fun stuff over there at tinyurl.com/USWA podcast. And as always, check out all the great podcasts over at WrestleCopia.com. Anything else before we sign off, guys?
Merry Christmas to everyone. We appreciate you listening.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. Merry Christmas.
Hey, folks, before we get out of here, I'd just like to take a moment to tell you we appreciate you checking out the podcast. And if you would, do us a favor, subscribe, rate, and review the podcast wherever you're listening to this right now, wherever you're watching it. If you'll just take a moment to either subscribe, to rate, and review, let us know what you think. We hope you're liking it, but even if you're not, let us know what you would like to see changed, and we will take that into consideration as we move forward. So we really appreciate any feedback we can get. Also, we just want to say how proud we are to be a part of the WrestleCopia brand of wrestling podcast. Ray Russell brings you something for everyone over at WrestleCopia.com. Check out all the great wrestling podcasts available over there right now. And for all things related to the Retro Wrestling Review Podcast, you can go to USWApodcast.com and you can find links to everything we have there, our Facebook, our Twitter/X, our TikTok, our Instagram, our merch store. That's right. We've got shirts, we've got hats, we've got phone cases. We've got all kinds of great stuff, and it's all right there at our store. And you can find a link to it at uswapodcast.com. There's a link to the YouTube channel we're associated with, the Retro Wrestling Archive. You can find all that there. And if you have questions for us, if you saw something on the show that you have a question about or a comment about, if you've got some info to answer a question we have, or you had a question you want us to read on the air, if you want to work out an ad swap, if you want to have any kind of communication with us, you can go and send an email to uswapodcast@outlook.com, and I will get back to you just as quickly as humanly possible. And if you're a fan of Dangerous Conversations with Doug Gilbert, and if you've heard it, I know you are, check out DougGilbertPodcast.com for all things related to Doug's podcast. You can find links to our Facebook page for the show, our Twitter. You can find links to Doug's social media, his Twitter, his Facebook. All that's available there, plus a link to the YouTube channel. And if you have a question for Doug you would like for me to ask him on the air, you can send that question to DougGilbertPodcast@outlook.com, and we will get it added, and it will get answered in a future episode just as quickly as we can work it in. So we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you here next week for more